Everyone, and Happy New Year. It is our first post-holiday session, open Q&A for my Self-Publishing Made Simple Wednesday session. So I'm glad to have you here with me. It looks like we've got not too many people here. So if you happen to be seeing this and you are watching on YouTube, and you'd like to join me live, feel free to go to aprilcox.com events, events, aprilcox.com/events will redirect you to the Zoom room where we are. If you rather just monitor things on YouTube for the live session, you can feel free to go ahead and post your questions and chat with me there. I will do my best to monitor that as well. All right, I am just enabling that now. So welcome, Karen. How was your holiday?
It was quiet, but it was nice.
Good. Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
I had all of these grand plans of things that I was going to do because I was off for a little over 2 weeks. And I thought, oh, I'm going to get so much done. And I had all these did nothing. I couldn't even muster up any motivation to do much more than just hang out with the family. And I spent lots of time with the kids. But every time I started thinking I should really go onto my computer and do some work for my business, I was like, nah.
Good for you.
I don't want to do it. So until the day before I was supposed to start work, like in the wee hours of the morning, and then I started getting motivated. I'm such a last minute Lucy, but it went by way too fast. But I'm looking forward to a wonderful 2025. And if anybody has anything that you have questions about, go ahead and post your question. Karen, did you have something specific you wanted to chat about?
I wanted to review the illustration Prayan gave me, which probably means I need to do the share screen.
Okay.
And I wanted to get feedback and ask them how do I do the revisions. So I guess, do I shrink I minimize this and then I open up that illustration? Is that how I share screen?
If you would like me to make comments and feedback and notes on the PDF, it probably would be good if you want to send me the link or just forward me the email from Prayan.
Okay. All right. I think I need to minimize you to get to that. So I want to go to my email. And let's see, I need to move you a little bit. I think it's under.
I love this because we don't often have an opportunity to go through and kind of show what it's like to work with an illustrator. So this will give us a little show and tell. We'll be able to go through our comments and feedback. And if you're watching online and you have comments or suggestions for these illustrations, this is a picture book that Karen's working on that has, is it color illustrations came back?
It will be. Right now it's just black and white. Well, it has a little bit of blue. So I'm just going to forward the whole thing. Well, I guess I just need to forward this part to you. I don't know. Let's see. Can I forward the whole thing? To April at Little Labradoodle.
Yeah, thelittlabradoodle.com.
Okay, it's already in there. So let's see if it's okay. All right, I just sent it. Let's see if the picture comes up with it. You may get more than you wanted.
Okay. I like the idea of going through the sketching. So did you already go through the storyboards?
No, all I've done is,
right?
Yeah, actually you did everything so far.
Okay.
You submitted that one form and then it was like Christmas break and I sent you a copy and you said, well, I think they need to be facing the front and I wanted to understand that more. And you thought there were too many trees. And then I just let it sit.
Okay, let's go
they're
look
asking what's happening.
Yeah. So this is, oh, this is the cover design, right? This is not like all of the.
Well, you said, let's do it as an inside and then ask them to do the cut, because she was going to charge extra for cover design. We said, let's just do the inside
Mhm, yeah.
and then we'll deal with the cover later.
So
So,
can you see my screen? Am I
yes.
my desktop? Okay, so tell us a little bit, Karen, about the story so that others that know what we're doing and what we're looking at here. What's the book about, and what's the
Okay.
title of the book?
All right. The title is Honoring Veterans, Serving Those Who Serve. It's a sequel to The Worn Out Flag. So yeah, you can see. So the two little boys are sitting there waving their flags. One of them, his father is a Marine reservist, and they are the ones who found a worn out flag and learned how to retire it respectfully. So
Right.
now these two have a new adventure. They're going to they're starting the day by attending a Veterans Day parade. It's a Veterans Day story. After this, they will go to the American Legion Hall where they will help serve lunches to the veterans and then pack care packages. And eventually, the next day, they will take all the care packages to the post office. And their class wrote letters to the military people overseas. So that's the gist of the story.
Okay, I love it. I love the parade, this part here and the kids sitting here. So the way that the covers work, for those of you that may not be aware, the one on the right side is the front cover. Then the spine will be here, and then this will be on the back cover. So this is going to be a spread inside of the book, but we're also thinking it might be a nice back cover, and perhaps that we'll have a barcode here, maybe a logo, a short blurb about what the book is about. Maybe move some of this forward a little, or make them. I'm just trying to think. There's not really any space here for a blurb.
Right. I was wondering, unless they'd fade it out.
Unless we put the blurb over here, little short blurb, and it doesn't necessarily need to have it, but yeah, it's a little crowded. What I was mentioning so this is a very busy front cover, right? Of course, they're watching a parade.
Right.
So that's understandable that there's a lot of people here. But I'm looking at this going, where did this huge tree come from behind them? Where this is like, this is like shops and stuff. I would think it's like a typical Main Street or something, right?
Right.
Where people are sitting. So I don't know where these trees came from. I think they should go away. And it's also really busy. Like if the shops could kind of like come in around here, then at least you have room for a title without all of this busyness in here. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Well, I was thinking, I asked a couple friends, and my one friend, she thought the flag was too big, the one that's next to the tree. So my thought was, it seems to me there should be less building and trees and more people, because it doesn't look like very many people are at the parade.
The only thing is that it's so busy already with people. The other thing I wondered about is, like, these two boys are the center of attention, right? They're the ones. So what would happen if maybe this comes this way and the boys are closer to us? So they're like front and center, bigger looking than everybody else. And we can make some small people and behind them and stuff, and kind of lighten them and brighten up the boys and zoom in on the boys, so that it feels like they're really the center, that it brings them and zooms them in right about here.
Okay.
And that way, and then leave some empty space here. Again, we can make the people smaller here and the boys bigger, because as you move things closer to where your camera is, right, they look bigger. So the boys could look bigger. The people could have like a little blur effect or something like that, so you could see them, but they wouldn't be so distracting.
Do you think it would be okay if we're going to do the blur factor more? So I'm thinking, can you see my mouse?
No, no,
Oh, okay.
because I'm sharing my
You're
screen.
sharing. Okay. So like there's that gate behind them and the flag and the trees and that tall building and the lamppost. I'm
Yeah.
thinking take all of that out and it could be like more of an maybe a little older that looks more like a city. I'm thinking more of an
What
old small
location,
town.
what location is this supposed to be?
I don't really have a set location.
I have a wonderful idea. I mean, there's a very patriotic area here in Rhode Island. It's Bristol, Rhode Island. And they have beautiful parades, and it's just so beautiful decorated. So, one of the things as you're starting to pass feedback to your illustrator and your artist for cover design is go into Google, search for, let me just do Bristol, come on. Sorry, my computer's a little tired. It doesn't know it's supposed to be back from vacation. Bristol Island Parade. So then we'll go, so searching, and then I'm going to click on the images. And so I think we should be able to see, like, that's really cool. I'm just trying to look for like the charming, like little New England shops or things like that. Like I'm trying to see people standing around in front of what, like what did the shops look like? Let's see. It's typical New England, but I'm thinking more like the small type Main Street shops kind of
I
thing.
think while you're doing that, I'm going to look for something on my phone, which I have.
Uh-huh.
When we had the 4th of July parade, let's see, I guess I searched for 4th of July. July 4th.
These ones that are showing here have the much larger buildings. That's not really what I was looking for. I'm trying to see like what the behind the parade little places look like. Main Street. Let me see if there's like a Main Street.
Pictures I'm looking for don't have any buildings at all.
Yeah, I don't think people usually take pictures that way. They're always looking
Well,
at.
that one right there in the, oh, where'd it go? Yeah, that kind of is a Main Street looking thing.
Yeah.
But see, there's the tallness
Yeah, and this.
but like, oh
I
yeah.
want, this is one of the ones we sent them, and they're like, "Oh, here's the tree," but that
Oh,
does not look typically like what you would expect it to look,
yeah.
you know. And they
I
have,
saw one, if you scroll go to the left side and scroll down just a smidge. I thought I saw, no, go back up.
this is kind of nice.
Yeah, I like that. That's kind of the feel of
You know, it's got the decorations here, but the boys would be like, this is they're coming around the corner or something, and and you'd be seeing this, you know, that smaller part, and this could be
it can be blank because you need the title.
and leave and leave room for the title and the cover. This is cute too.
Yeah,
The
I
little
like
Main
that.
Street kind of thing. So this is the kind of thing when you start working with your illustrator, one of the things that I like to do is try to find examples, and using Google and finding images is one way. Another way is to go in and use AI and generate some things by describing what you're looking for to one of the AI image generators, and it will then generate some things for you. And you get better as you practice with it, but I've done that quite a bit, like creating characters and things that have helped me be able to better explain. And it's fun too, because sometimes I'll be working on a new concept or a new character, and me and the grandkids will be like trying to brainstorm, what do you think you should look like? And when we did the grumpy cat in Little Labradoodle Christmas, we just kind of played around with it. No, make him grumpier, make him chubbier. You know, he needs to have a grouchy look on his face. And he's out in the rain, and then the kids are walking in puddles. And so we described the scene and started going through that. And then there he was. And it took, you know, maybe 10 or 15 minutes of trying different things, but then that was the character. And I sent that over to the illustrator and said, this is what I'm kind of looking for. So can you create something like that?
Yeah,
and
I'm looking for small town Americana.
Oh, that's a great idea. Small town.
Because I think that's what my other book had a feel of.
Yeah. That's kind of cute. Like the little shops, like quaint little shops and things like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
When I look at that picture that they did, there's
Which-
like too many bars, like gates to go through, and as opposed
Yeah,
to
yeah. I can definitely see that too.
how much do they want me to? Well, to be honest, I wasn't real thrilled with it. But then I, like my son and daughter-in-law, they thought, oh, they liked it. They thought it was more crisp than the worn out flag.
Mhm.
And oh, that one with the it's kind of cute, but that's too busy.
Which
The
one?
kids with the bicycles, that has an old feel to it.
Oh yeah, it does kind of have an old feel.
Well, oh, it was 1941, no wonder.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like the fact of using Pran because it's cheaper. I think we're the only ones on this. Are we the only two on here today?
Yeah, looks like there's not a whole
Okay.
lot of people coming. I will stop for a moment and maybe send out a quick message just in case people are having trouble connecting with us.
Okay. So when I do my response to them, maybe before I do the response, look for a small town Americana. And if I have them make a lot of changes, is that okay?
Yeah. This isn't, you're in the sketching phase. This is the time to make the changes.
Okay.
What I see a lot of authors do is wait until the coloring is in place, and then they're like, nah, I don't like it. And they
Yeah.
have to like rework the whole thing, like storyboarding, which is very rough sketches, and sketching. Those are the times you can go back and forth as many times as you need to be
Oh,
happy.
okay. I thought like I only was allowed one time to make all the changes and okay. Because
Times people, like some illustrators will say, you know, you get two revisions, an initial draft and two revisions, and anything more than that, it's not that they're going to turn you away, but they might charge you a little extra or something.
right. So I wanted to try and get it right on my response to them. So they asked me to follow up the other day. I said, well, I'm still waiting to talk to April, but she's been on vacation. So once I talk to her, okay. So maybe do some AI for what was I doing the AI for? The small town?
Create an image of a small town, main street, Americana, charming, how would you describe it?
Just town?
Charming town with patriotic decorations in I wouldn't call it a realistic, hyper realistic style, but it's in a realistic style. Let's just see. To be used for the cover of a children's book. Let's just see what it does. It's probably not going to be all that great the first time through. And I'll be honest that prompting AI for images is not the greatest thing that I haven't practiced a whole lot with it. One of the things here that you can do, whoa,
See, that's what I'm looking for.
AI.
Can you email that to me so I can email it to them? So my thought, I mean, the picture they had was them going around a corner.
Yeah.
I love this because I love old cars. That yellow car is great. But
I'm thinking if we flipped it, right? So that this
if,
goes here, the
say that
boys,
again.
so this, if we flipped it so that the boys would be on this, on the right side, like this could be where the parade's coming in. The boys, they could be right here, like, oh, and they're right close to us, but that would be on this side. You know what I mean? And the
Well, see, that's what I think
parade's
I
coming in.
was originally thinking, because basically they took the 3 pictures that we sent to them before and just did them in, and I was a little disappointed about that because they took exactly what I sent them, but I didn't feel like there was much creativity in it. And I was thinking it would be better to have the, like where the kids with the balloons are, having them sit on the corner there and the parade coming this way. But the problem is then the boys are looking away. Either way, the boys are looking away unless the parade has gone past, then they're facing the front. So I was confused on how to have the boys look, because I thought you said the boys should look towards the audience, but maybe I misunderstood you.
I'm thinking that this could be flipped. So see, I just downloaded this. So I'm just going to go into Canva a little. I'm not a designer. I'm so bad at design, but let's just see what happens.
Okay.
What's the worst that could happen? So I'm just thinking, let me put a little something together. So this is one. Wow.
See, that's pretty. But
Okay.
then where do you put the boys?
Because this is for a children's book cover, we need to have the parade, the marching coming from the left side, the right side of the image will be for the front cover, and we'll have 2 boys age 10, 8 to 10, waving patriotic flags and excited for the parade. This is no like master prompter by any means. And for those of you that are watching this going, oh my gosh, how did you do that? Where are you doing that? I am using Authorpreneur.ai, which is, wow, this is
I think we saw something like that before.
This is my custom chat GPT. You can find it at Authorpreneur.ai. I actually did purchase the domain. And as long as you have got a chat GPT account, even if it's a free account, you can use this. I have not put it behind any kind of paywall or anything. So you can play around with it. It does an awful lot. It has not only like everything that is chat GPT, but I've loaded it with all of my Authorpreneur Summit interviews, my self-publishing made simple coursework, workbook, video transcripts, you name it. I have got a ton of stuff in here. So you can ask it things. And if you happen to be one of my authors and you have taken a course with me, you might say things like, where can I find the, whatever it is, the template for press kits? And it actually brings you to the links so that it'll actually show you how to get there. You don't have to like play around and go through like trying to rifle through the course or anything. It'll give you the link to where you can find everything. So it's really great. It does a great job writing descriptions. I kind of retrained it to provide things the way I like to provide them. So I do hope that you will give it a try and let me know what has worked for you and what hasn't. The other thing with this that you can do is I'm going to attach, upload from computer. There's this little paper clip. You can do things like upload. Let me see, downloads. I know I downloaded that image that we thought was okay. No, maybe not. Let me go back to here.
On that picture that just came up, I'm thinking the boy, I don't know if the boy should be standing in the middle of the street in the middle of a parade though.
Yeah, let's do this. Let me go here and download this file. So it is there, DALL-E. So this is using, so this Chat GPT, version that I've got, my own custom GPT, is using an embedded version of DALL-E. So you don't have to go and to anything else. It's all incorporated now. And look at the beautiful detail on this.
Yeah.
It's not going to be long before we're going to see the AI type things being a lot better, right now, or early on, we saw things like kids with 4 fingers or 6 fingers and weird
Right.
things happening. But something like this is just so beautiful. And it's, even if you're just generating backgrounds and then you're working with your, illustrators or someone else to add characters to it, it could really look nice. I mean, just playing around with it. If I was working with my grandkids, or if I was a teacher wanting to show kids how to write books and have like a class project, there's no problem using something like this and letting them help bring their vision to life. And then, just print it for yourself, print it for themselves. They can easily go to a local Walgreens or CVS or upload it to KDP and then end up with a nice memento of all of the efforts that they've done. So it is kind of fun to think, and the creative process and the story can be really fun. So I downloaded this. Now if the first picture, if I upload from computer and I grab that one that they had there, I'm uploading this image and I'm saying, please update, please create a new version based on this image and add 2 boys on the left side watching a parade that is marching toward us on the right side.
Now, that question on that, because we said that then should we have it just be a single page and not a double spread?
No, it should be a double spread if we want it.
And how is that going to, if the boys are on the left side, how's that going to be a double spread? Wouldn't they be on the back cover?
Yeah, but what I'll do is I'll just switch it. I'll flip it. Oh yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, people don't stand in the middle of the street when they're having a parade.
Right. But I mean, I think you get the idea. Like if we were to give something like this, it does give you the idea. So, I mean, anything like this with AI it's not foolproof by any means.
Mhm.
There are prompt packs, and there's a lot of YouTube videos out there with people that have really perfected and they'll sell for a very small fee their prompts that they use to generate different types of images and help the characters be more consistent. So those kinds of things. But this is, we're just trying to communicate with our illustrators. So if we were to kind of shorten these buildings so that there's some room at the top, and I like the curve.
Yeah, I'm thinking take out those, they got these big plants in the middle of the street, which is unrealistic. And the boys look like grown adults. They need to be young, but move them to the left, like where the girl with the yellow shirt is. I don't know. But here's my question. Where should the boys be looking? Should they be looking at the parade? Should they be looking at the cover? I thought you said they should be looking at the cover. Maybe
Yeah.
I misunderstood you.
They should be facing us, but see, if it was a if it was a curve, then, the parade can be coming on one side and the boys can be excited looking this way. So we'll still see them in a side view, Anyway, we're playing, we're having a little fun. Yeah, not exactly.
Oh, that's actually having them stand on, well, but then you're completely looking at their back.
Yeah, we don't want to look at their back. We want them maybe to be, I like that they're still that curve. See, I like something like this. They're looking at least towards us.
So if we go back to the original picture they gave us,
Yeah, I'll go back there. Hold on.
that's not bad as far as how they're looking.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But I want them closer. I want less people, less, noise. And I would want the
More Americana background.
Americana looking kind of stuff. And if this is curved more where the parade is smaller, then perhaps we can have, that they're actually coming this way or something. Then we could leave some room at the top. Anyway, it's an idea. The other thing is, it's okay to kind of throw the idea out the window altogether and just brainstorm on what kinds of things we might want to create, like a new, totally different look. So for example, the book I am writing is a children's picture book starring 2 10-year-old boys who are learning, what would you say, learning about
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day. There is a parade. What other activities happen in the book?
They serve lunch at the American Legion and they pack care packages.
And
as well as they just sit around at the American Legion, they sit around and have conversation learning about how Veterans Day got started. And so that's the educational part.
Have a realistic, but let's just see what it comes up with. Sometimes I just tell it like what I'm doing and then it comes up with ideas. If you don't like the idea, you just hit do it again, like refresh and it'll do it again. So it's giving ideas. 2 boys smiling with excitement, standing at the forefront, waving small American flags as the parade passes by behind them. They're in detailed focus, wearing casual, patriotic colored clothes, red, white, and blue. Here's the background, detailed. Wow, this is awesome.
And they show us a picture.
Yes, let's do this. Okay.
I don't think you told it to make a picture for us.
Oh, okay, hold on. To get started on the final concept, I have a few questions to make sure it aligns perfectly with your vision. So this is something that I've done in the training of this AI. I said, if you are being asked to do something and you don't have all the information you need to create the product that somebody's asking for, then make sure you ask questions and have them give you answers. So let's see what the AI What Authorpreneur.ai is asking. Let's see. Cover concept selection. Which of the ideas stands out most to you? So they gave, I didn't realize they gave us 3. Oh, they gave us 7. So let's see. Parade excitement. I'll give you a moment. I'll zoom in on this a little. Okay, so here's, hopefully that's helpful. You can see.
I think I wanted well, okay, that one I liked. Let's go down to the next one.
Okay, care package creation.
I'm not thinking for a cover, no.
Okay, so that's not good. So number 1 so far, honoring the flag.
No, because that's too much like my other story.
Serving lunch.
I like the parade idea because I think the parade's the most exciting.
Yeah, me too. March
with the veterans. No, I don't want them marching with the veterans.
But if they're holding a sign that says "Thank you, veterans,"
oh, they can do that.
They could be like Boy Scouts or something.
Yeah,
it could be part of the scouting. Veterans
but then it doesn't follow the story.
Oh, it doesn't.
I specifically talk about them sitting on the curb.
Okay. Hand in hand with heroes is idea number 7. Boys are walking hand in hand.
No, because they get excited when they say Miguel's dad is leading his platoon, and they get all excited and they jump up and yell "Semper Fi!" and
so here's it gives some additional details for realism. Consider having one boy wear a red cap or suspenders for a unique visual trait. Use seasonal touches like autumn leaves for Veterans Day or a warm golden light. Add a subtle vintage textures like a faded stamp or old postcard design. Can give the cover a nostalgic Americana feel. I love these things. Let me know which one of these stands out.
But I want it to be modern day. That's the only thing.
Okay.
I mean, like the town I live in, it has a very nostalgic feel.
Okay.
I went from regular old-fashioned suburb, Long Beach, California, to this little town.
We like idea number 1, parade.
With boys watching on the curb.
I do like the ideas here.
All background, small town village.
Yeah, but please make it nostalgic, but modern day.
Yeah.
Let's create the image. Let's see. Now, one of the tricks that you can use, if you find a really beautiful cover or a beautiful image online, you can upload it using this attachment and say, please describe this image. So the AI will describe it. And then once you have a description of what
I have to laugh, go up to that image, go back. They got like teeny weeny itty bitty people. It's like a leprechaun next to them.
Yeah, I know. It's not perfect by any means.
That's why it's AI.
But I do like it'll give some, let me just say one more thing. The boys should be positioned so we can clearly see their faces and excitement. Please rework this with the boys looking towards us. Let's see. I don't know. Sometimes you go back and forth and go, okay, I give up. It's not working right. But at least it's enough to give the illustrator enough information. And if I have a really cool image online, like I said, or even a cover of a picture book, and I love these colors. So that's better, a little better.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I like that much better than the original.
Hmm.
And then instead, yeah, that one is good
Getting
because
better.
you've got nostalgia on the side with the bunting. You've
Yep.
got more people. You've
Hmm.
got some fall leaves on the ground. The only thing is we would replace it with the America, with the flags from their original with Navy
I
Marine.
love, yeah, and I love the Americana. I love, the lights and the detail, you know?
Yeah,
And if these kids were moved over a little bit, so think about this as like a halfway point for this would be the back cover. It would
mhm,
have, some area over here where we'd put like maybe a white thing or something with a little blurb, right? Because this is not like an important part where we could
right,
put a little blurb there. It would have in the center, halfway down, it would have the spine. So the boys would need to be scooched over so that because the right side would be the cover. And I would face this boy's turning more towards us, really excited, maybe even looking or pointing like he's pointing over here at something we can't see.
mm,
Something really exciting is coming. So, but I'd scooch them over so they're in the middle. And then we need to have plenty of space to put the cover, the title. I mean, yeah, the title of the book,
right.
you know, but that's what we do this with our designer. If you give them something to start with and a little bit of Photoshop magic, you can do quite a bit of cool stuff.
Okay. Well, let's stop there. Can you send that to me and then I'll use it to help me describe? The only thing is with that, if they're, I think that would be great for the spread, but the cover, if it's on a cover and they're moved over to the right, you don't know what they're looking at.
Yeah, can we try another one um with both boys looking forward and moved
Or looking
over
at the audience, maybe.
so they are, oh yeah, looking at us. Get this stupid thing off. I don't know where these things come up, where I get all these little things and then they get
I
in.
know.
I don't know if you can see that or not, but
I do.
darn it, it's some sort of citation. All right, so here's the updated cover. Boys sitting. So they are
More to the right.
positioned on the right side of the spread of the cover and won't get stuck in the spine of the book. Add the title. What is the name of the book?
Honoring veterans. And then the subtitle is Serving Those Who Serve.
Let's just see if it'll even do this. I mean, I may just be wishful thinking here. But sometimes you can, even if all you do is take some things into Photoshop or any kind of image editor and start playing around a little bit, it doesn't have to be perfect to kind of give them a sense of what you want to do.
Go back to that picture.
Yeah, not really what we're looking for. And it doesn't have the title either.
Go back to the, tell it to go back to the previous picture.
The fun thing that I'm liking more and more of using this is that I'm seeing a lot of the same style. Like the pages look very, and the characters look very consistent.
That's true.
You know, and that just means that AI is getting better at that. Oh, he put it in a book. That's cute. But not exactly what I meant.
Put both boys on the front side, on the right side. The other question I had was, how do I add, I wanted to do my LCCN and I was getting there, but then it asked about how to do the series. And then I got stuck, but I don't remember exactly what it was.
It's getting better. If we could just scooch them over like to here, that's really good.
How about move? It's kind of weird the way they're sitting.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about continuing to ask it to do a lot because it's not doing the greatest. But there's so many people that are getting really good results with this stuff. I think, and these boys look very similar. You know, I mean, I think it's kind of cool what we're seeing. Are both of your boys in your story Caucasian?
No, one's Hispanic.
Okay, let's just see what it says. Can you
And don't let them sit behind each other, have them sit next to each other. That just looks weird, sitting behind each other.
And then I'll go to, we'll take a break. I'm going to take a second to take a look at any questions. Oh, hi guys. I'm so sorry. I was so busy doing the AI stuff. Hi, Sally. If you're looking to join us, it's aprilcox.com/events. Let's see. What are the questions you have for me? So, you guys are having trouble logging in? Let me just
I
do
have
that.
trouble too.
That is the full link if you want to just log in that way. Hopefully that will help. All right. Sorry, guys.
She's
All
actually
right.
leaving.
So what were we trying to do? We were going to go in and
we were going to have them sit. One was going to be Hispanic and they were going to sit side by side.
Yeah,
not in front of
give
each
it
other.
one last try and see what it came up with. Not exactly, as you can tell, it's not the greatest. But one of the things that this makes me think of too is when you have a lot less complex stuff, you could do a really good job generating images you can use on social media, you know, patriotic images, things like that, and describe it to Amazon, to the ChatGPT. I want to just go and try one other thing before I switch over to the LCCN. If we go and search for patriotic children's books, let's see. Patriotic children's books. Let's see if we can find one that we go, oh, that's perfect. Let's see, something we like, a style we like, Americana. Like this is really cool. This is like a totally different style altogether. I would have absolutely no idea how to describe this style. If my computer will give me a moment here, I think one of the things about using the AI generation and stuff like that with images is that it does kind of bog your computer down. And I think, can you still hear me, Karen?
Yeah, I can. I just was triggered with, I haven't, I have my old author,
Look at
I mean
that. Oh my gosh,
illustrator,
like,
my old illustrator,
isn't
and
that-
she asked for a whole bunch of images. So I did a whole bunch, but I've not sent a request because I'm pretty sure she's going to charge me $400 to do a double spread. That's what Canadian dollars. That's
yeah.
what she charged me last time. So that's the reason I'm leaning towards praying is
Oh yeah.
175 versus 400 is
Yep.
a big
So
difference.
well, there are also, I have a whole list of illustrators on my resource list. You don't have to just stop with one. Um, let me see if I can go back and get a copy of this image here. Where'd it go? So that's a different style too. That's like a simpler style.
Yeah, I didn't like that though. I've
Oh,
looked at these
here's Ellie.
already.
I just wonder, like, this is a very different style. So if I have no idea like what style that is, but I really like it, let me just see style test. And let's see what AI does with this. So I come here and say, let's start a new chat. I just want to wipe out this and start fresh. Okay. See the attached image. How would you describe this? And I'm going to upload it from the computer. Let's see. I've been dying to do something like with a quirky kind of style, whimsical. I don't know if I would call this probably whimsical or
Yeah,
quirky.
I was thinking
It's
whimsical.
not realistic. And, but I'm really liking the style, not exactly this, but there are some really cute images. So look, the
Yeah,
cover
like some of these
illustration
things.
has a playful and whimsical style, perfectly suited for a children's picture book. Here's a breakdown of its design elements. Main character focus prominently features a young girl with an expressive, cheerful face and a dynamic pose. It talks about the background, talks about the art style, talks about the typography and the composition. Okay. So what if I was to copy this and say, and give it instructions to create something like this, but I change some elements. So let's see. Let's just play with this.
But I don't like that picture.
No, I'm just thinking,
Oh,
I know,
okay.
I'm just doing like something totally different
Oh, all right.
to see. So I'm going to say, please create a cover illustration with for an 8.5 by 8.5 inch book. It should have a playful and whimsical style, perfectly suited for a children's picture book. Here's a breakdown of its design elements. Main character focus. The illustration prominently features a young Hispanic boy.
And and a
With an expressive, cheerful face and a dynamic pose, creating an inviting and engaging feel. The backdrop is a large waving American flag. So what would the backdrop be? Backdrop is a is an old a historic main street, old
that's a good way to word it.
Americana style. Okay. with, and I'll call this Veterans Day. Art style is colorful, soft textures, painterly brush strokes. Who would have thought to say that?
See, I want it to be a colored pencil look.
Oh, okay. The line work is light and loose. Oh, hold on. Soft textures, and we'll call it color pencil. Color pencil. Look. Okay.
Now, you said just one person. It's going to have two, though. Should we go back in and put?
I'm just doing just a test
Okay.
for this one thing. Overall, the design bit blends patriotism with an adventure school day vibe, perfect for young audience. Okay. Okay, so let's just see what it comes up with. I'm just wondering how this will work. And the only reason I knew to do this is because when in my spare time, when I'm doing other things, sometimes I'll put like YouTube on in the background and just search AI stuff and like watch people playing around with the AI and seeing what they're doing with it. And I remember seeing that somebody was able to upload a picture and see how AI would describe it. Okay. Kind of different. Not perfect. We need to leave room on the cover, top 1/3 of the image for the title of the book. Font. The title is
Veterans.
Veterans.
Honoring veterans.
And we're just honoring veterans. Let's just see if it'll do anything with it. But you can see how just generating and playing around, this can get really, really silly too. I shared my link with my grandkids. And so when they're away from me, they're over there hitting my AI, generating all kinds of things, and I see them popping up. Ah, it's different. Different. There's leaves. We didn't say leaves or anything like that, but that's kind of cool.
We did say Veterans Day, which would have those times.
It says honoring veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it's just something where if you really wanted to try some different designs.
Would that be weird though, to have a completely different design if it's a series?
Yeah. I'm just trying to show like how you could use AI.
Right.
And if we upload your cover and say, we would like it in the same style as this uploaded image, perhaps it could help match it so that it looks more like the original. Please update this to
the worn out flag.
More whimsical with a watercolor feel. I just want to see what happens with that. And you can do this, but yeah, we were having, the kids were getting into things like, oh, a monster with 2 heads, and this one, crazy like things that they were coming up with, crazy characters. Yeah,
well, that's much different.
So it's
it
one
looks
of
like
those.
He's in an abandoned town.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because he's got blue eyes, but he's Hispanic. But my grandson, well, he's only 3 months old, but he's got blue eyes.
Well,
and he's Hispanic.
one thing that I'm noticing too is it has 5 fingers. So, for the longest time, you couldn't generate an image without it having weird things happening with the fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like I just need to give them some images, play around with AI, give them some suggestions, and ask them to redo it and see whether I like it or not. I don't want them to color it until. Oh, I
Fun.
can't hear you.
You've got grandkids that are old enough to, have fun and play around. You can.
Oh, they're too young.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say
In fact, they don't even watch TV. They are pretty much screen free.
The ones that really got into it with me was the 9 and 11-year-old. They were just loving playing around with stuff.
Yeah, they're 4.5, 2.5, and 3 months.
So look at this. I told it to add the title.
I like the title that way.
Put a parade going on behind him.
Very old school though. Yeah. Which is cute.
He's got these big ears, which are kind of cute. But
looks effeminate there, but
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So I like a lot. There's some things about this cover design I really like. I would probably make the veterans, this thing here, the ribbon, go all the way up. That's really kind of cool. Make it like
take out the bunting.
Yeah. Kind of like pull it all the way across, but that's really kind of cool. Honoring veterans. It didn't take us that long to do this. I'm just saying that, and if you want to have like really fun things with kids, and if you're trying to get your kids into making up stories, the last suggestion I'll give you guys before I disconnect the live session here is go on and do something, like try to come up with some silly characters together. Do something that will, get your kids imagining and creating something totally different, a total character, and then make up, what is this character? What kind of animal is it? What kind of person? What kind of personality does he have? And just like creating cool things and imagining and then starting to put them in to a story. So it's really a lot of fun and laugh. Oh my gosh, we laughed so hard at some of this stuff. You can generate a lot of stuff. Now, here's one last thing I didn't mention, but please take this last image and create a coloring page based on this, on this cover. Okay, let's see what it does.
I can't see what you're doing. I can only see you.
Okay, let me put it back.
There you go.
You're out of this world. Look at your background.
I know. I thought my room's too boring down here.
What do you think?
Oh.
That's really cool, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not bad. It's got weird cheeks, but yeah, he's marching along in that way. Oh, he's got 3 legs though.
Oh, that's funny. So a lot of times what people will do that have like, experience with illustration or Photoshop is they'll pull it in and then they'll just erase. They'll highlight this and erase it. And you can even do that in Canva now, where you can say like, erase this part of the thing. But yeah.
The one hand looks a little strange too, but
the boy has an extra leg and there needs to be more white space for coloring. Please make it more simple with less detail so a 4-year-old can color it. I mean, I'm just thinking you can do these kind of things are not bad. I mean, we were doing things like creating fairies, all different scenarios of fairies that we could color. And then one of the other kids would come up with another thing. And then I was just putting them in, and it was giving me all kinds of really cool, okay, new chat, please.
I got Dutch people in there.
Create a coloring page of a girl and a Labradoodle puppy playing outside. I'm just gonna like, because it was doing a beautiful coloring page. That the one that it was drawing now is kind of a little too detailed and too much like black and white gray scale kind of thing. So it wasn't really a true coloring page. Let's see if this one is better. But you could do a whole coloring book. You know, the ideas are yours. It's going to generate images based on what you tell it. See that?
Okay.
So you could do like a patriotic coloring book, or that's kind of cool. And I think that
Is that legal to print that out if I did it by AI?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I have a different question. So
Okay.
on my other story, my
Let's do this
chapter
though.
book.
Before you go on to the next, let's stop it at this. I'm going to say goodbye to our friends on YouTube,
Okay.
and we will be back again on Wednesday next week at 8 p.m. Eastern. And every Wednesday it is open and free. Come and join us and let's have some fun together. Try some of the stuff that we were sharing, and then post some images or share some of the ideas that you've created. I would love to see it. And yeah, let's keep going and see where AI takes us. And even if it's only just to have some fun or use it as an example for collaboration purposes and just bonding with the family, you know, create cards so that you can make a nice postcard, things like that. So you can, you know, have the image in the size you need, load that up onto Vistaprint, and then you've got a whole, you know, cute postcards that you can use to help get the word out about your book. So there's lots of things you can do. I want to hear about all the creative things you come up with, and I will see you again. Keep coming back and practice, and let's keep making self-publishing simple, and hopefully pretty soon we'll start seeing a lot more facilitated things with AI and with the stories. So yeah, I will, I'll let you all go. Thank you. Have a nice day. Good night, everybody.
All right. So we're hanging up too?
Nope, you